Shorty bad, her friends back there. Shorty bad, her friends back there. She said she wanna bring a friend, that's me. If she wanna bring a friend, that's good. Shorty bad, her friends back there. Shorty bad, her friends back there. Now I got the juice, I got the juice. You give me the loot, so I cut you loose, and now I got two, four, bad, terrible two, and they get
Yeah, you ready? Okay. You all right? You're set? I know we was drinking earlier, so I'm sorry about that. But you know, a lot of people come through, and I'm so sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce a very special guest. Was you in the Army or the Navy?
Oh, really? I was in the army.
Okay. Okay, this is not just any guest. This is a guest that made me play hopscotch.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck with you.
This is a
When
guest.
we were in school, yeah.
Yeah. Play hopscotch with me. Lived around the corner. You know,
Oh, man.
I never looked at us like you know the funny thing I say to people is like, yo, I never looked at us like ever in our childhood like we was ever poor, you know. But I know that I was a dirt ball because I loved playing in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel me?
Yeah,
But like yo, and this is for you to me as I watch your journey, and I only watch your journey through Facebook and family reunions. And I'm so sorry because
yeah.
like I'm a
I
busy
mean,
man.
that's real life. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For most people, yeah.
I'm a busy man, and I try to do the most I can to elevate in a way that's you know productive towards that community. You know what I'm saying? And like part of the reason of the show is like you know like imagine if you seen Little Chanel, you know the all you experience now. You know what I'm saying when you see Little Chanel, you be like you know Little Chanel. Listen, you know she was a little scrapper. You know what I'm saying? How you make
Because I was beating you up.
your
Oh,
brothers
shit.
used to joke me.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Dead.
And your sisters too.
In the streets.
Yeah. So like you know, what would you say to her? You know what I mean?
Dang, what?
Yeah.
That's like a real loaded question to start with. You say, what would you say to
What
her?
would you say
Ooh.
to the younger version of Michelle? So that's part of the reason why I started this show. But like you know, and like, and it's not just you know, because like I looked at so many people when I was younger, and they had good spirits. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people lost their not the soul, but their essence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, what I mean? Like, cause you know, some people just work.
It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta find, yeah.
So like, yeah, you definitely do. And you know, I feel like you did it. Like, yo, I'm gonna be honest. I was rooting from a distance. So I could, like, yo, I was like, oh shoot, yo, maybe next time I talk to her, I remember at family reunion, I said, next time I talk to her, we're gonna have to talk about the Anunnakis.
Yo,
And
now,
everything.
you got me with that when we talked yesterday, but at the family reunion, you pissed me off. That's what I was telling you yesterday. Because you was like, oh, so now you gonna make me a plate? I was like, what? What you mean? And you was dead serious. And I was like, what you mean I'm gonna make you a plate? And you was like, then you can't make me a plate. And I guess you had it in your mind like some type, okay, well you the woman type. I was like, sir. And then
But Shantice made me a praise.
she right, and I was looking at you like, is you crazy?
Oh, listen,
Yes.
I would love to explain that. Can you want me to explain that?
Yes.
Because, like, you know, a lot of my family members, they get mad. But, like, yo, I'm gonna be honest. I went to, you know, it's Lancaster, so, you know, it's rather diverse. You know what I'm saying? So, I seen, like, you know, first I'm gonna go to the Hispanic place, you know what I mean? And, you know, like, you know, I went to a Hispanic thing and a little cookout or something like that. And, in our cookout, women and children eat first, you know what I mean? And then the guys do, right? And their cookout, it's a little bit different. women make all the plates for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if that's their kid or not. And I notice people like, yo, I'm gonna make my kid a plate. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, we're individualizing. So like, and so I like, and like, I rated in this Spanish barbecue. I'm not gonna pronounce the last name because I don't want to whatever. And so like, I made me a plate. Yo, and these four old ladies, they smacked my motherfucking head.
Like, sit down.
Like, yo, no, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, listen, so I was like, yo, I'm not gonna eat. They came with a plate, and it was too big. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't like the little, what you call that, the fried bananas bullshit. You know what I mean? The banana chips.
The plátanos?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So like, but so the chick that invited me, you know what I mean? She broke it down. She's like, yo, listen, over here,
Yeah.
the shit right here. She's like, yo, we make the plates and we just give them out. You know, this and that, and then whatever's left over, we just dish them out. But we dish out leftovers, this and that, this and that. And I was like, wow. She's like, so the older lady, which I guess she felt bad because I wasn't eating the food, but like, I'm a picky eater, and sometimes I don't eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, yo, pretty much like we respect our men. So we make them in a plate. So like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, that's deep. I'm just, I tell people.
And what was weird to me is, it was like a gender role type thing, and I'm like, that's weird because anybody can make a plate. So, cousin, you can make me a plate too, hun. You know what I mean? And you just came up to me like, hey, Chanel, make me a plate. I was like, oh, you bugging.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And you ain't get no plate. And I look at you crazy. And I look at you crazy, too. And your Shanti foot made you a plate.
I thought, it's funny? I thought Tiffany was going to make me a plate, but it was actually Shanti.
Hell nah.
So, like, yo, I really thought that. Cause I'm like, yo.
And it wasn't even a thing about it. It was just the fact that was the first thing that came out your mouth. Like, dog, like, really? Go make me up, like, oh, you go make me, like, it was like you had that in your mind, like, oh, somebody's gonna make me a plate. Like, I want some, I don't know. But it was just so weird because it was like the first thing you said to me. And I was like, excuse me?
Old Spanish women, because the girl I was talking to, she was like 32. You know what I mean? So even though she looked young, those Spanish women broke it down. Don't you ever remember? They because I always respect my elders. You know what I mean? And because I feel like even though we know more than our parents and shit like that.
You think you know more than your mom?
Absolutely. But I feel like that they understand what they know, which makes them 10 times more valuable than me. You know what I mean? Or this younger generation, because they understand what they know. No, you can know everything. You can know E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
But to understand what that actually means.
Yeah, the application is different. Yeah. It's a lot of knowledge, but as far as you actually like applying it and living it, that's a whole different story.
So, like, yeah, I'm and I went to another barbecue, and this is with white folks, and like, I'm Lancaster very diverse, you know what I'm saying, and I love that about Lancaster, shit like that, and the older the woman, the more plates she eats. I pay attention to the little shit. You know what I mean? Like I pay attention. I try to pay attention to things that like people don't pay attention to because like you gotta respect the little things. I feel like it's the little things that make the big things special. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so like and so the older the woman, now minus the woman that was in the wheelchair, the older the woman, the more plates she made. And it's like, there, now I'll admit, between the black, the white, and the Spanish, we barbecue the best. All right? I'll admit that. But the services I got, and they broke it down.
But see, and I think it's a difference. It's a difference. Culturally, the same way, like, you was a kid, you wasn't, man, start getting it. You better start getting yourself together. You better start getting your book back. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be independent for the most part.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Okay. All right. My mom spoiled me.
But you're one thing I'm gonna say is most of the time moms with their boys are different, but with their girls, the girls like the little mom. You know what I'm saying? It's like get to work.
Yeah.
You focus on what the mom's
seen
doing. So even now, like I notice, like people be like, oh, like you know, like you serious, you about like that's how you been since you was little. You trained to be like the little mom and take care of stuff the way your mom. So when your mom's going, you're the person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different than somebody who doesn't come up in that, and you know what I mean, like.
Now I remember going to a little birthday party. I don't remember whose. All right. Okay. So part of me when you lived on what's that dolphin?
That was lit. That was lit. Because we had on like some like jumpsuits and shit. Yo, my mom used to always have us in like matching suits and stuff. And yes, that's when we lived around the corner from me.
I was so jealous because y'all had MC Hammer pants and I didn't.
The MC Hammer pants.
I don't know who the guy was, but he used to make them.
Probably Mr. Stevie, our stepdad.
Yeah. But I was jealous.
I was so different. Yo, but my mom, shout out. My mom used to have us like a group. You know what I'm saying? Like a dancing group or something. You know what I'm saying? Like with the coordinated outfits and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I don't remember if we had MC Hammer pants.
Well, the boys did.
Yeah.
But
I remember we had like some jumpsuits. Like they be making fun now. Like people ain't wearing sundresses. They got the wrestling suits on. We had like a wrestling suit. You know what I'm saying? It was like a one piece spandex. Like all my sisters had matching ones. You know what I'm saying? My mom probably had it too. But yeah, definitely different. But yeah, and I think that's a cultural thing. Like you're raised, differently. Like okay, if you have to like handle responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? You're just going to approach things differently than somebody who's just like.
Which was
doesn't have to handle all that. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I can tell people like yo, I look at my lifestyle as a child, and I would never call myself poor, but I was able to get dirty, and I love getting dirty. Even now,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I tell people like people like yo, you came up a long way. I'm like hell, I'm doing the same shit as a child, and like that's a blessing in itself. I went to the Boy Scout. We.
And when we came up, I would say like it was lit to me. Like it was lit.
Yes.
Like I love my childhood. Like I love Lancaster. Like it was just so lit because we was all together. Like it was a community then. Like we was together. We had different events. We was gonna go to the events. Like everybody, you would see everybody there. Like it was different. Now I feel like it's not the same, you know what I mean? That sense of community, like it's not there. But definitely back in the day, like, oh no, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this is it. Yeah, definitely.
I remember when something happened with you and your brothers, and it was you and Shanti's, right? And the mom was like, well, you could jump with them. And I learned, that's how I learned how to double dutch. Yeah, you could jump with them. And because you remember they was older than me. Yeah. See, I felt like I was at that age where I was just like 2 years younger than everybody that I was around.
Yeah.
So like you know what I mean, and then it's like this is go through that with them.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point, they're like, all right, like we ain't trying to have you with us.
Yeah, and it's like it's like. So I was able to chill with them up until 4 p.m. and I don't even know what them guys were doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I was only able to play basketball until 4 p.m. and then it's like after that I got to go find something else to do.
Yeah.
They have a lifestyle of their own, and Tuesday I don't know, but those.
That's what was lit
close
about.
To the good old times.
Yeah, growing up back then, because you could definitely you had your own life. Yes. Like your parents would send you out, and you just be out in the streets doing whatever. until like the street lights came on, and then you know what I'm saying. Then you had to be home. But up until that point, you had friends you met up with. You know what I'm saying. You didn't have no cell phones, and then you just walked around the city. You know what I'm saying. Gathering your friends up, and then you would walk around and get into different stuff. You know what I mean?
And I feel like, yo, when you was doing something too stupid, the neighborhood corrected.
So yeah, that's
The
definitely
neighborhood
different.
corrected. And
Or it like your parents would know. Like somehow, like somebody would tell on you.
Yeah.
You would get told on, and you would come home like, oh, I heard you was in. You be like, huh? Like yes, I saw you, and you got told on.
it was a fear. I feared my parents more than I feared the cops.
Yes,
Than I
definitely.
feared, just getting jumped.
Mhm.
From anything. I feared my parents more. And I told this one woman, I said, yo, let me tell you something. And this is a quote from the great Brian Brown. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Cousin. He said, yo, Frank, a black woman should be feared first, loved, and respected. And I looked at my childhood, and I cannot, it's the biggest thing I can remember. And I love my mom to death. That was scared of. Because like if she could, even when she couldn't hurt me no more, she had a husband that was like, yo, hey. You know what I'm saying? And
But getting to that point, that's a good point because that's also a reason why I don't understand the black woman slander. Because as I was saying to you before, for a lot of people, you might have had maybe some people had two-parent homes.
Mhm.
Even less than that had stepdaddies. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe probably even I would say more, not less, had single parent homes.
Okay.
Who the mom was there.
Mhm.
And who raised you but your black mother? You know what I'm saying? Who took care of you?
All right,
Bro, I don't understand why there's so much black women slander.
Okay.
I don't.
You ready? I got two things for that, right? One, when I think of who raised me, right? I honestly think my mom just loved me. You know what I'm saying? Now I remember my mom before she got married when she was working 3 jobs and shit like that, and I was like, yo, all these other kids and that, and I never went out for sports in school.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, my mom was always working. You know what I'm saying? I, and like as a child, we don't understand what our parents do.
Exactly, and you don't understand what they went through in their like journey because you be thinking you had it bad and then you be like, oh, they had it like 10 times worse than me. Yeah. Like, golly, you know what I mean? Like,
oh no. See, like, my mom would beat the truth into me. She's like, yo, grandma was nice to you, but she wasn't nice to me.
Yeah, you know exactly.
But like, and two, I want to say something very important. Like, I always try to give people the roses and shit like that, and like, I would say the women in my lifetime, right, the older women, it was very loving to me. You know what I'm saying? Like this, and they checked me too. But like it was the men that created my character. They gave me something to say, and like I feel like with this generation compared to previous generations, it's not the, it's like, but they was the average man. You know what I mean? We're both doing above average. Let's just be honest. But yo, I respect the average man. Like that guy that told me, and I cut at school that grabbed me like this. You know what I'm saying? And took me took me to school. You know what I mean? So I think those men are missing. But like and part of it's my fault because like I was supposed to step in place, but two is just as dangerous. Those men, if I was to take that man on and do that, these women nowadays are gonna like.
It's gonna be
yeah, like they don't like now this generation don't respect men because like they're like only on a high value type of man like
I don't think that's
rapper.
True. No, you said high value, just like Kevin Samuels. That's Kevin Samuels right there. You know what I'm saying? The high value man and all. It's like, where? Yeah, that's.
You want me to tell you my thoughts on Kevin Samuels?
What?
Okay. Let me tell you. I want to open this up, I guess. I feel like Kevin Luther is the most important black man since Martin
Yo,
Luther
y'all
King.
are listen. This
Let me explain why.
okay. I'm gonna say one thing. Let me say this.
Okay.
This is a crazy observation. I'm gonna say. I remember when this was a few years back. You listened to Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Remember Mona Lisa came out. The
No.
song. Okay. You gotta listen to the song Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Mona Lisa is basically about a girl and a dude, and this girl basically setting up dudes to be robbed
Okay.
for her men.
Wow.
So
I
many
know a couple
people
things like that.
related to the song, and I just wondered, like, who robbed you? Who set you up? What female got you? Because I hear this story all the time from dudes like, oh, somebody's gonna take me for my whole whatever. Like they're getting done so dirty. And I just don't be seeing it. Now I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying you probably get cheated on or whatever.
Okay.
But you being robbed and set up and being taken for all your cash and somebody plotting on you, I think that's just like something in your head. You know what I mean? Like I don't think people are after you like that, like people be thinking.
Okay. Can I break it down?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an issue of respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was not allowed to disrespect Turk. You know what I mean? Remember Turk from Boys Club? You know, and or Miss Brown from the Boys Club.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I was not allowed to talk bad to them, and
Yeah.
if they even catch me talking bad to somebody like you, you know, because like at the age of 8 we was the same size. At the age of 13, I was a little bit bigger. So like,
You probably got beat up too.
Yeah, I didn't lose. I didn't lose. So like yeah, but and when I spoke with ill intentions to women, you know what I mean, I got smacked in the motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Uh, by the women and punched in the chest by the men. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, there's none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so and there's a Bible verse saying that if you don't discipline your child, you don't love your child. I'm starting to believe that.
Yeah.
But I can't speak on that because I really don't have kids. But I've been a rent a pop in all my relationships. Can I get a high five for that?
You said a rent a
Can I get a
pop?
high five?
What should you do?
Yo, listen.
Let
Me tell you something. If this is real talk, yo, I believe because in my personal experience, as a child, I watched a man come in, mom's like, and stepped up. So like I would not entertain a woman with kids.
Okay, and I get that, but my thing is, who was over here who was the person behind the scenes, the female behind the scenes, setting shit up. Oh, I want to take them for their check or whatever. Like, I don't know them people. That's what I'm saying. Like, dudes be acting like females are like coming after them or taking them for everything, like type situations. Like one when we were talking about earlier about the child support. Okay. And I was saying like for the most part, I think no, but for the most part, people try to work something out beforehand, and then if no support is coming, then it's like okay, I gotta go a different route because I do need help with this child. Okay. And then it's child support, and then it's like, oh, you went that route. But before you went that route, it's been like 2-3 years without you doing what you're supposed to do. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna respond to that. Okay.
This is different for us because we don't have kids. Yes. You know what I mean? So this is not really our situation.
But like, yeah,
what we see.
We listen. You know what I mean? So like, you listen to your women, I listen to my boys. I got a lot of boys that got kids by women that they're not in relationships with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? We didn't seal the deal with as far as the ring. You know what I mean? Okay, I would explain this to any woman. At the age of 20, a man's figuring it out, right? You know what I'm saying? He's figuring out he don't know how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Now most people was raised right, but then most those people that was raised right, they didn't have to deal with the level of oppression that minorities have to face. You know what I'm saying? So now we have to, and so now we got to go to income. The average black man makes $42,000 a year. The average white man makes $57,000 a year. That's a $50,000 difference, right? So they live in better communities. You know what I'm saying? Now, thank goodness we live above average. You live above the average black woman who makes $36,000 a year. I live above the average man that makes $57,000 a year. Thank goodness, whatever. And we don't got no kids, so we can rip and run and do what the fuck. We can fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, we can generally like fuck up and make mistakes, bounce back, and do all that. I would I would tell that woman, that 'cause I would tell that woman like, let him fuck up, because he got to figure it out. You know what I mean? Two, you got to learn as a woman, learn how to be by his side. Now, it's great. We both got great lives. You know what I mean? We both can. I can say, yo, hey, cuz, you wanna go swimming tomorrow? He's like, yeah. If I'm not working, you know what I'm saying? We both can do that because we don't got kids.
Yeah.
They got kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they gotta find babysitters. Two, or they gotta bring their kids.
And it's the point I want to bring it to, because the woman doesn't get an option. She don't get to opt out. The kids are there. The kids are in her house. You know what I'm saying? She don't got the weekend off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? 24/7. She gotta handle it. And then y'all turn around and be like, all y'all women is, you know what I mean, whatever. And
What's
you
whatever?
got a problem.
I don't understand. What's whatever?
Just like, okay, with the child support, if you not paying, then you got an issue when it gets to the point like, okay, well now you're gonna pay. Now the person involved, then they're gonna make you pay.
Okay, can I respond to that? Okay, let me respond to that first part. Okay, as far as the court system is concerned, it should never, you never want the court system.
You never want to get to that point.
Like I said, the average man makes, the average black man, because I guess you're talking about black men right now. Men in general.
Yeah.
So I, and surprisingly, the average black man makes more than the average Hispanic man. Now, of course, the average Asian man makes more than the average white man. So, like, the average income is a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's not too far off because I feel like me personally, our houses are worth 100,000. Their houses are worth 300,000. So if they're only making $15,000 more, why are we acting this way? It's because of what we consume, and what we consume is Birkin bags. What we consume is.
Okay, and I want to make a point. This is
You're dressed.
Listen, this is an observation. Okay. Remember I tell you, we come from riches. We come from a land where there's gold and, you know what I'm saying, coconut oil, palm oil, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we rich in nature. It's our nature to walk around dripping in gold. Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, at a certain point, yeah, you have to. But also, if you out here having relations, there's a way to not, you know what I'm saying? You got to be responsible for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or thinking about who you're having kids with. You got to have some type of plan. And I think for most people too, and for our culture in general, now I'm seeing it more where people are like, okay, generational wealth. We got trauma. There's
a focus.
Exactly, things we need to work through. But before, I don't think there was like too much focus. It was just like, surviving. You know what I'm saying? So it was like kind of do the best you can do.
But when was it ever surviving? Because like I remember eating at your mom's house. I remember you eating at my mom's house. So when was it ever in the issue of surviving? I remember your birthday parties. I remember my birthday parties.
It was lit, right?
Yeah, saying so like we was like when was the ever like that's the part that fucks me up because like and I just feel like because people are pushing the beds because they don't want to drive the Hyundai. So when was the
yeah, because you kind of bougie. You was raised kind of bougie. You was spoiled. But look, another thing I will say. What was I gonna go with that? What was I gonna say? Was before the bouginess. Um, yeah, but we like to we like we like nice stuff.
But we're programmed to like stuff like that. Like you know, I I'm guilty. You know what I mean? I feel like I had the luxury to be guilty. I like you know I got like some of the best toys. You know,
Mhm.
I have the luxury to have some of the best toys.
Mhm.
You know, like somebody can say, a woman with 3 kids can say, yo, listen, I just want to go to, I want to take my kids out to a pool, and I can be like, you know what, man, fuck a pool, let's go to a lake, and I
Mhm.
can go in my basement and bring out some of the greatest toys ever,
Mhm.
and their kids can have a blast.
Mhm.
The reason why I'm able to do that is because I work 60, 70 hours a week. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's most people too. You working all the time.
Mhm.
But that's the like I think now it's more like people are more aware, I would say, of where they want to take their life and not just like okay, working paycheck to paycheck type lifestyle. Like okay, what do we want to do? We want to leave something for these kids. We want to
I don't,
establish some type of future more than what it was because I remember even like I had a great childhood. I was spoiled for the most, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like I ain't have no issues in that and whatever.
mhm.
But I also remember too coming out into the world, I ain't have no guidance or no plan of what I was going to do or where I was going to go. And I see people now more like, okay, my kids just being born, I'm setting up a fund for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting up a savings account, a college account for them. You know what I mean? It's just more preparation and people are more involved in like, okay, you can create what you want versus you just taking it day by day.
I would like to respond to that. We're going to fill up our cups,
Okay.
and we're
What you
going to.
want? You drink up there, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, I love this wine. I'm gonna kill it. But
I know, I'm saying you
I
got
want,
a drink over
yeah,
there you
I want
asked
some
me for.
tequila. It's a tequila night for me.
That's
I
not
want to talk some
tequila?
shit. Yeah, that's tequila.